Okay, so I'm here with Assimilate-Java. The goal is to start from the very beginning, start doing some things with Java. Really have not done a ton with Java, just kind of kicked the tires on it throughout different years of my life. So I figured I would get into it a little bit more, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and share my screen. We'll start with that, and we can we can kind of build out a structure first in code spaces. I think that's probably one of the good starting points. And so what I can do here is go to Java. Do I have a Java directory already set up here? Let's see. Java, here we go. I do. I've got some kind of Java something cooking. And do I have a code space? I do not yet have a code space available for this. Do I have pre-build set up? And we go to this. I do. Okay, good. So this should at least launch quick. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new one, new with options. Java, I've had a lot of production experience with Java. And, basically it's pretty well designed for parallelization. So this is definitely a scenario where the more cores you have, the better for Java, because you can use them all. Now, one thing that I probably want to do is from the very beginning dig into the dev container for Java. Dev container for Java. Here we go. What's this? VS Code remote try Java. What's this? What do we got going on here? Docker file. I see. Optional. Install Maven. So this might be what I want to do, is actually try this out. So we'll see. So I have a project template here that I want to tweak. I'm going to go here and I'm going to just delete everything, and I'm going to say assimilate Java. So I think the first thing is this dev container is not going to work. So let's get into that first. So dev container. So we want to configure it or add it. It already exists. We want to predefined container. So let's look at Java. What do we got? Surprisingly, Java, really? Wow, that's interesting. So maybe what I need to do then is look at this one. When was this updated? This is recent. And what do we got in here? I suppose I could just copy this, right? Let's try it. So I can put a note here. So this product manager of VS Code team seems like a knowledgeable person. Let's go ahead and say like notes on setup. Say created dev container here. There we go. Okay. Set up for Java dev container. All right. So we got that. And if we go into this thing, Docker file, we can go here and just do this. Go to this Docker file. So notice this is for Python. I probably don't. I do like some of the other features they have here, but let's try this. Dev container Java variants. This looks good. What else do I need to do? Let's take a look at their dev container JSON. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, post command. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good here. Okay, so let's try this out. So we want to rebuild. Well, first let's commit it. So let's say git status, git add.dev container, git add everything. Say adding dev container for Java. Okay, so this should get us cooking. We can rebuild, full rebuild container. There we go. Let's try this out. So pre-built code space found, image downloaded, container build, view logs. I'm curious how this is going to work because I completely changed everything. Like I'm using this as my base now. Let's see what they're doing. So dev container running things to try. So open source main Java, try adding some code, rebuild. So this looks pretty good, pretty reasonable setup here. And so I'm gonna have to wait for this thing to now build, since it should have a bunch of Java stuff that gets included inside. There we go. Maven. I think it's been 10, 15 years. I was doing Java, configuring the build, using things with a JVM, all that kind of stuff. But let's see, does Java work? Java. Oh, Java is loaded. The version. Okay, so we're running 17.05, which seems new. I don't know the latest versions, but it says 10.18. It looks pretty good. So let's start adding to the README. So test out Java. So surprisingly, how quick that built. So Java version. So I would do this. Do a Java version, and you should see this or see something similar. Okay, which is there now. Because again, I'm pretty bad at Java. I do want to check all my extensions here. So what do we got installed? Debugger. Okay, so there's a bunch of cool Java stuff here that seems useful, but I definitely want some of my favorite tools typically. So I typically would use Makefile. So that's one. I also would use Copilot, and I'm going to do nightly and labs. So this could help me if I need to go from Python to Java. This may be something that could be pretty cool. And let's start with this. So I also could go back to these extensions here and add them to my dev container, add to my dev container, add to my dev container. There we go. And this looks good. And now I can again do git status, git add dev container. Perfect. Adding new extensions for Java. All right, so where do we start here with a Java? I think let's look at Java tutorial or Java. It's Oracle that now owns Java. And so what is Java? Let's start at the beginning here. So blah, 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 blah. Installing it. Is it free? Supports developer resources. Getting started with Java. Here we go. Creating the first thing you need to know. So let's do getting started with Java. Let's put this as our resource here, and we'll say Java. Let's just kind of build a hello world. Would be a good step here. So the first thing we're going to do is setting up Java. So it says setting up for Windows, setting up for Linux. We already got all this set up. I am curious though, if I do which Java, what happens? So let's try that. So if I say which Java, there we go. So that looks good. And I'll put this here. Run which Java. Get that going. Okay. Compiling your first class. Change to a directory. My first class. Adding code to your class to run it. Just open up. Let's do this. So let's do touch class Java. Now we're going to build this hello world. About hello world here via this. Okay. So I mean, I can probably guess some of this, but we can just copy this, be lazy here. Do this. Okay, so we got a hello world. And I forget what Java, if it's comments, like hello world program in Java. And that looks good. Hello world. This is where the makefile, I think we need to really clean this thing up quite a bit, because I'm going to say make build. I'm just going to say Java *java. I think that's what we want to do, right? Yeah, Java. So let's do that. We'll say make build. Oh, that was easy. What did it build? It didn't even build a binary or anything, huh? So let's see here. So far the class is empty. Java first class, running it as a single file. This will print the message on the console. Common problems. So the first program should need basics, which is create a set of Java, compile these to produce a corresponding .class binary files. Developers. Well, that was actually pretty straightforward. Launching single file source code programs. Oh, in Java JDK 11, you can do single file source code programs with Java Launcher without needing to explicitly compile the source code, which I think is what I'm doing. So we can put a note about that here, and we can even put like note, which is pretty interesting. Now, what's the next thing that we care about? So this does this. Oh, here we go. Command line tool. So executing your first, passing in arguments. I like this. So arguments can be passed in with normally compiled class. Oh, let's do this. I like this. So let's tweak this here. Let's keep that one, but let's also do a touch arg my first class. Now, if I do that, we can try to pass in arguments here, which I'm assuming I would just do Java arg my first class. Wait, this one. This one. This would be John. Hello, John. Hello, Bob. It's not that bad, but they really made Java a lot more user friendly, which is pretty interesting. how do you lint or compile more? So we can also do multiple classes can be defined in the same file, which is interesting. When here's one, here's another. A class that's part of the core JDK does not need to be added to the class path to be executed, which is pretty cool. A class that's part of the core doesn't need to be executed. Let me just, out of curiosity, before I get, if I say make build, I think my second Java example won't work. Oh, no, it did work. Java make build. Hello world. Huh, interesting. So this could be my initial build step here, but let's also, a class that is part of the core JDK does not need to be added to the class path to be executed. So this is scanner match class, can be executed with a Java launcher. String words, scanner, benign. So find all occurrences of benign and print it out. So I'm assuming it'll print out this line right here. Let's try this. So let's do mixed SDK or mixed. What's it called again? It's called mixed JDK. Java. And let's try that. So let's see here. So we have from Java until scanner, import java.util, regex. We've got some strings here. And then it is going to try to find all occurrences of this benign. It's going to print out each line, I believe. So let's try that out. Java. Oh, no, it only pulls the word out. So if I change this and I say the virus is not benign, there you go. We do it again. We got 2. And I could even pipe this out into word count. 2 occurrences of that. So that's kind of cool. So let's keep going. Let's what else can we do here? Can I build a command line tool in one line? So let's say calculator is kind of one of my classic ones. Calc CLI Java. Can we do this? Okay. Build a calculator. Here we go. What do we got? It's always annoying when you get like, it kind of gets stuck monologuing. So what's the first thing we're going to do? You just got to prime it. So we got to get rid of this stuff. We got to prime imports, scanner. I don't know why I would need scanner or regex. I don't think I need any of those. In fact, let's see though, what it's going to give me. And really, really, I could just start off with a public class here. I mean, this is always one of the annoying things about Java, and we'll call this calculator, is you have to do object-oriented programming, which is calculator example. So then we would have to build a method. So we have a public static void strings. Nah, see, I don't like this. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to build a add here. So we can do public status. So we can pull. Oh, I see. So this pulls here. Class static string. Static string. Class add. Something like that. And let's see what we get here. So add class. We want to say subtracts. We want to add class. We want to subtract class. Giving me a lot of good suggestions here. Multiply and divide. So we got these at least. But now, and I'm assuming I could pull them inside of here. So the trick is we need to do something like this. We need to do public static void, or let's try that. Let's say public. Let's try that public static void. Static void main int integer. Yeah, the suggestions from Copilot are just really not that good. So I need to look at a Java calculator. See if I can get another one. Basic calculator in Java. Here's a simple calculator. So public. Oh, huh. The scanners. Here's a simple. Print first and enter your selection. I guess I could prime it by picking this. Let's try that. Woo. Here, and then I could make sure I say where I got it from. And I could do this. Let's say like used this as the base. And if I just say Java, so we got a compilation error here. What did I not copy it correctly? See the where's it missing here? Oh yeah, it's missing a bunch of stuff. Whoa, that's the problem. Whoa. It's amazing how they make Stack Overflow so hard to copy. Let's use this as inspiration. So, all right. So what do we got? So import Java, class hello, print the first. So it's going to ask the input for a couple numbers, and then it's going to ask you what do you want to do? Addition, subtraction, multiplication. It's going to do a case statement, and then these are the things that do the work. So that's what I was looking for earlier. I just didn't know the syntax. That's actually pretty clean. So first number, two, enter. Yeah, well, it's a good starting point, and I'll kind of go from there. So not bad. Got a little bit of stuff cooking here. Got a lot to learn now. So commit this, adding first day of Java, and we'll go from there. All right. So that's day one Java. I'll be back in a couple weeks to do some more Java.